Hi fellow makeup fiends, today I'm doing a tutorial using the Sigma Creme de Couture palette. First I'm applying number 7 eye primer. This is in the old packaging, I think it's in white packaging now, but this is an amazing eye primer. It's really got quite a nice sort of almost stickiness to it that really helps the shadows adhere to it really well. I put it on the lid, I put a little under my brow where I tend to highlight, and then I tend to put it on the inner corner and under the eye as well. Basically anywhere that I'm putting colour just to help it really stay on really well. Following that, I'm using the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, and I'm applying this to the lid just straight from the pencil, not using a brush. And yeah, just put this all over the lid. These colours in the Sigma palette tend to pop a lot better if you actually put the white base underneath them, because it just helps the colours look more crisp. I'm using a Sigma cream colour brush, so this is for cream colours, and I'm just actually blending that onto the lid. Just, you know, when you put it on straight from the pencil, you know, you need to kind of blend it out. Then I'm using MAC Chromographic Pencil in Pure White, and I'm placing this on the waterline and actually under the eye because I'm planning on putting colour there, and this also helped the colour pop in that area as well. It's just when you've got it on like this, it does look a little bit spooky when you've got white all around your eyes and you kind of wonder where this is going or if it's going to get any better, but it does, so don't worry. Next I'm applying this from the Sigma Creme de Couture palette. It's a really beautiful bright sort of purple colour. I'm actually just using this as a base colour though, because I want this to be quite a dusky sort of lilac, but the pale lilac that's in this palette is a little too pale, so I'm actually going to put this brighter colour underneath, and then when I put the other colour on top, it'll actually just add some colour to the sort of very pale lilac colour. So using this very sort of peachy sort of colour, I'm just applying that into the crease. I just think that this gives a nice little bit of interest on the edge of the colour rather than it just be just one colour. Also, the peach colour tends to turn the edge of this lilac colour a little pink, and I think that just looks quite interesting. These shadows are just so creamy and buttery and they blend beautifully, but I really like this kind of colour in the crease. Next I'm taking this very soft baby pink from the palette, and I'm just popping that up onto the brow bone and then just blending it down a little bit to meet up with the crease. This is a really nice sort of brow colour, it's just something a little bit different. I will put the names for all the shadows in the information bar below so you can check out the names of the colours I'm using. This is the very pale lilac colour. As you can see, it is incredibly pale, bordering on almost a sort of very soft sort of white, and just putting that on over the top of that very bright colour, it just gives that pale colour a little bit of colour to it, as you can see. So that colour underneath kind of comes through and it creates a very, very pretty lilac colour. Next I'm moving on to using these two colours together. I'm using the darker one actually all the way under the eye, and then I'm using it on the waterline as well, but then I'm taking the slightly brighter purple and I actually use that on the inner part of the eye and just kind of blend it together. And I'm just using a nice straight edged brush here, just applying it all the way under first, and then I actually apply it to the waterline as well because I have got the Pure White Chromographic Pencil on the waterline, and then the purple on top of it. It just looks really nice, this bright pop of purple underneath. Especially when you've got that pale lilac on the lid, just that little flash of colour just adds some interest, but it's nothing too bright, it's actually quite a nice dark sort of mix of purple. I really like how it looks. I'm just taking a little bit more of the pale lilac colour here and I'm just blending it on the edge of the lid colour there, just to soften the line. I don't like to see that very harsh line of shadow colour, so I just wanted to blend the edges of this shadow just to make it just look a little bit more seamless. And I'm just adding a little bit more of the peach colour there as well. Now I'm adding the baby pink colour again, and I'm taking that on the inner eye corners and then just bringing it down very slightly just to the inner eye corner underneath. And that pink is just really nice on the inner eye corner, it's something quite different. Moving on, I'm taking Urban Decay's 24/7 eyeliner pencil in 0, and I am just lining the upper lash line, and then I'm actually using it as well to tight line. It looks a little uncomfortable, and I'm still not quite used to this whole tight lining thing, which is basically the inner part of your eye on the upper lash rather than the waterline. So I do just tend to stick the pencil under the lash, under the lid, and then just run it backwards and forwards. And then that, you can actually see the difference. I'm actually doing that here, so as you can see, that's under the eye. It makes a huge difference, and you can actually see, rather than have that little bit of pink under there, you've actually got the black. So, but it doesn't look very nice. Now I'm just taking a very fine Sigma brush, and I'm just actually blending the eyeliner and just making sure I've got a nice smooth line. Sometimes it's not easy to get a perfectly smooth line when you're working on top of other shadows. So I'm just using the pencil, and I'm just wiping it onto the nib of the liner to get a little bit more product, and then I'm just blending that over the top of the existing line. Now I'm taking Bad Gal Lash by Benefit. This is actually just a little sample. This is the one that Karen, Chucky Kaz, sent me. Thank you very much for that, Karen. I love this mascara. And I'm just applying that onto my lashes. My lashes are really, really long, and they do curl quite nicely, but they're very fine, so they just are quite difficult to see, which is a huge shame. I'd love to have really amazing lashes. Alec has got amazing lashes that I'm super jealous of, and I just want to take them off his eyes and put them on mine, which doesn't sound very nice, but they're just too amazing for a boy to have. Yeah, so I just wish I had thicker lashes. Next I'm moving on to blush. I'm going to use Frat Boy Blush by The Balm here. This actually came in a beauty box, and it's a beautiful natural sort of peachy colour. And I'm just applying that with a Revlon blush brush. The eye brushes that I've used so far have all been Sigma. I only use Sigma eye brushes now. I absolutely love them. So I'm just buffing the colour into the apples of my cheeks and then running it up the cheekbone. And now I'm taking the Dainty Doll colour. This is a contour colour. It's actually a blush, but it's like a funny sort of brown colour, so I actually use that as a contour. And then moving on from there, I'm taking the Lilac blush, and I'm just popping that on top of the balm. This is kind of an afterthought really, but I like how it turned out, so. Now I'm taking this highlighter from Urban Decay in Wicked. It's a pinky champagne sort of colour, and I'm just using the same blush brush to buff that onto my cheeks. I can't do a look without a highlight. I absolutely love the look of highlighted cheeks. Just gives a lovely glow to your face. Next I'm putting on MAC's Lip Erase. This is either in light or fair, can't remember the exact name. This is great, it's very moisturising on the lips, but it also cancels the colour out in your lips, and it just makes the colour on top make like more of a true colour, I guess. You get the actual true colour of the lipstick. Then I'm taking Illamasqua's Posture, which is this beautiful ski lilac colour. And
that's the colour I wanted to use, which is why I did the Lilac-ize. I wanted a lilac sort of look. Looking at it afterwards, I think probably the lilac blush was just a little step too far, but it looks okay. I'm pretty pleased with it. The thing with this lipstick is it's a matte and it's very dry. You have to have something on your lips before you apply it, because otherwise it drags on your lips and it's very difficult to work with. So I recommend either putting Lip Erase, concealer, or preferably some kind of a lip primer or a balm on your lips before you use an Illamasqua matte lipstick. You will notice I keep on rubbing my lips together. It's just kind of warming the product up and just kind of making it more creamy, because it is quite a dry texture lipstick. But they are incredibly long lasting on the lips. The colour payoff is amazing. And I just love this. I've been looking for this kind of very dusky sort of grey lilac sort of colour for a very long time. I've looked at Lime Crime's Chinchilla, but it's just too grey for me. I really wanted something more lilac. And that's it. That is the finished look. I love how the eyes turned out. I like how it's a pale lilac on top. You've got a little bit of something in the crease, but then I like the darker purple on the underneath of the eye. Just gives it a real nice pop of colour, and I absolutely love this lipstick on. And that's what it looks like close up. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe if you have, and stay tuned for a blooper at the end. Gonna love and leave you, and see you all soon.
Bye.